Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube video. Today it's going to be a collections video. Now, a while back I did a video of all my buck knives I've collected over the years, and I've obviously gotten a whole bunch more since then. And I've gotten so many that I can't keep track of a lot of the dates. I have them all written down, but I don't have it right now. That's why I got my little tang stamp chart out here with me. And a lot of these knives my father helped me get, and a lot of these knives I bought myself at pawn shops and flea markets for really good deals. And some of these my buddies over in other states helped me get. Like my buddy Robert helped me get one. A couple of my other buddies helped me out. So I guess the first ones I'll go through are the ones that are brand new in the packages. And for these, I'm going to go ahead and put some white gloves on, because some of these I don't want fingerprints to get on. Because that's how I treat these knives that are brand new, never been used. And some of these are pretty expensive. And of course, today among all days, the freaking mosquitoes have to come out. We go. Okay, first is this one. Let's see which one this it is. Yep, I know what this one is. This is my Buck Custom, one of the first Buck Custom knives I ever got. Oh no, it's not. This is the Buck Finger Groove that my dad bought me. This one, yep, this is a Buck Custom. Yep, this is a Buck 110 drop point finger groove with Cocobolo handles and a very nice blade. My father bought one of these for him and one of these for me. Oh, that's such a nice beauty. And this one was made, look, it says it on the box, made in 2021. It was made this year. Awesome. That's a beauty. Wrap this up and get it back in its box. Again, these are the kind of knives I don't use because they're, like I said, they're very good prizes in my collection. Not very easy to do this with gloves. Set this one to the side. Next is my S30V. I think this is my 110 auto. Yep, that's what this is. Come on. There we go. Yep, this is my Buck 110 auto S30V boss blade. Oh, it's snappy. Made this year. My father bought the last two they had in stock. This one has carbon fiber handles, stainless steel bolsters, and the S30V Boss blade. And I just love that it's an automatic 110. I mean, from this side, it looks like a regular folding knife until you hit the button. And that's a beauty. So thank you, Dad. This is definitely one of my favorites. This one was made... Okay, this one was made 2020, so this one's only a year old, but it's brand new, never even been used. That's a beauty. Again, like I said, some of these my father helped me get, and some of these I bought, and some of these my friends helped me get. Mosquitoes. Alright, next is, this one looks like the ebony wood. Oh yeah, this is the Premier Edition. Come on, come on. Yep, this is the Buck Custom, one of the first custom knives I ever got with laser engraving. Oh, that's a beauty. Isn't that such a beautiful knife? And it's even got laser engraving on both sides too, with nice ebony wood handles. That's a beauty. My father helped me get this one. He's got one, I've got the other one. Ah, that's a beauty. This one was made in 2019, so this one's only a couple years old, but still brand new, never even been used, kept in the seal. Like I said, there's certain buck knives in my collection I just keep in the boxes. I don't even mess with them except every once in a while to do a video or do an unboxing video, one or the other. But I mean, I gotta love Buck. It's one of my favorite brands to collect because I can relate a lot to them. I mean, Hoyt Buck started doing this when he was a blacksmith, and he made them out of files at first, and then he went on to make one of the biggest knife brands in the United States that are still in business today. This is my 112 auto. Again, my father helped me get. This one I need to repolish. This one was, drop the box. This one was made in 2019, and it's a Buck 112 auto. A little snappy. Get the bug off the screen. Come on, get off. And man, that's a beauty. Again, I really love the fact that Buck went so far and beyond and created the automatic. Because this came out, this was probably the best thing ever. Because a lot of people are used to the stiletto switchblades, and the fact that you can take an ordinary folding knife and make it into an automatic, which is awesome. And I just love that spring. That's just a beauty. Put you back in your box. Again, my father helped me get this one. Ah, that's nice. That will go right there. Next, oh, I remember this one. This is the one I got from Atwood's a while back. This is a Buck 50th anniversary that I got from Atwood's a while back. Still have yet to find out why the person returned it. When we first went to Atwood's, all we saw was this, and it was the 110. And at first we were like, well, I've already got a 110. Why would I need another one? But then when you flip the box over, you notice the 50th anniversary thing on the back of it. Oops, upside down. 50th anniversary thing on the back of it. And it originally was about 50 bucks, and they had it on discount, and it was $25, which is a heck of a steal. I mean, that's that's a heck of a steal. And when I took it home, I inspected it to see what is wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. There was a minor chip at the tip of the blade, and it needed to be repolished, but that was about it. It's got the 50th anniversary logo on it, and I repolished it, and now it looks brand new. And that's a beauty. And this one was made 2014, and it's still in great shape. And that's a beauty. Again, one of my favorites that I bought personally. And I keep it wrapped in bubble wrap so that way it don't get tarnished or get oxidized or yada yada. Again, any knife collector would understand that these are the kind of knives you just keep brand new. I mean, the boxes can look a little damaged, but as long as the knife itself is brand new, that's all that counts. I remember this one. I did a little bit of work for my dad a while back, and he bought me a Buck Sharpening Arkansas stone. This is a Buck Sharpening stone that you can get from the Buck website, and it's an Arkansas stone, or Arkansas stone, whichever you prefer to call it. And this one's brand new in the package. I've never used it. I'll probably get another one to use just to use it. But so far, I've never used it. This is one I bought around Christmas time. Those who remember that video. I had got a gift card at Christmas, and I think it was about 60 bucks worth of gift cards. And I went to I went to Walmart to see which ones they had, and this was the Buck knife they had. It's a Buck assisted Buck 293, made only a year ago. Which no, actually, it'll be 2 years ago. This was made in 2019, and I carried this knife for a little bit, and it has a great spring in it. And I love the locking mechanism on it, where it blends right into the handle. You can't even tell it's locked, and it is a very sharp blade. I used it a couple times, but then I decided to put it in my collection because I've already got a knife I carry. So that's a beautiful knife right there. And for $35, which is about the price of a regular 110, I couldn't go wrong. I love that one. Next is another one I bought at Atwood's. This is a Buck Light orange handled. Oops, dropped the thing. That they had on sale. My father bought me one and he bought himself one. Love the color of that orange, and I hopefully will get more colors as soon as I can get some more. That one. Next is another one y'all are going to probably get me for in the comments. I don't normally collect Buck China knives. I normally don't. But my father bought me this around Christmas time. This is a Buck China set. And they're actually not that bad. I don't plan on using these because, like I said, I carry real bucks on my hip. But my father bought me these for Christmas, and I still love them regardless. And they're still beautiful pieces. And I love the deer head logo on it. Thank you, Dad. That's awesome. Next is another Christmas gift my father gave me. This is the Buck 112 Founders Edition with Hoyt Buck himself on the tin. Now, when I first got this, it needed to be repolished, and which I did do that. I repolished it, and this one was made in... Come on, it says it on the thing. This one was made in... Looks like I got my chart right here. And this one was made in 2006. And it's in great shape. Thank you, Dad. This is, again, one of my favorites. I love these commemorative knives. Next is the Boon and Crockett 110. Move this out of the way. Again, one of my favorites. This is another one my father gave me for Christmas. And Boon and Crockett's is a collector's club. Buck does all this kind of stuff for other people. They do the same for Larry the Cable Guy, where they send their knife, but they have their stamp on it. Thank you very much, Dad. That's awesome. That looks good in my collection. Last but not least is probably the king of them all. This one my father bought me. He bought two. One for him, one for himself. This is a Buck. Don't quite remember what this one was called, but it comes a commemorative case that's magnetic shut. Oh, that's beautiful. Edge of a Legend, if you can see that on the camera. And it's magnetically shut. And I love the fact that Buck does this, where they take these old pieces of cardboard, shred them up, and use them as a little insert. And of course it says Buck's signature phrase on here. And then the beauty itself. This one is a Buck. Oh, this is a Buck 117, aka the 119's little brother. And just to show you the difference, I'll show you my 119. You can see the similarities. This is another style Buck is well known for, is this little hunting knife. This has been used for hunting, skinning, fishing. I've seen people use it for all different kinds of stuff. Has the Cocobolo handle with an aluminum guard and pommel. And an S30V Boss blade. Oh, that's just a beautiful knife. And a brand new leather sheath. Words can't even comprehend how grateful I am to my father for getting me this. And this stays in my safe. This one is not displayed. This one stays in my safe only. And I just love the box in general. The fact that Buck takes so good care of their knives that they make a box that's literally magnetic shut. And that's just, like I said, no other knife company I've known will go high and beyond to do this kind of stuff for their knives. And then this is now that all of these knives are done, we'll move into the other stuff. This set right here, y'all seen in a previous video. It was my birthday, my 19th birthday, and my father put together a little set for me. And the funniest thing is I saw him buy this shadow box. I didn't know what the heck it was for, and he said he was building something. Little did I know it was for me. And he put this set together for me all by himself. He got me both, sorry for the reflection from outside, both 75th anniversary Buck 119s. The Cocobolo with the brass handles and the regular one with the black handle. And he even got me the anniversary belt buckle, serial numbered. And Dad, I really can't say how grateful I am for this. This is so beautiful. And the fact that he put all this together, and I love the fact that the handle on this one matches the whole color of the case. And this is on my wall in my videos where I do it in my room. That's just beautiful. And the sheaths for both of these are actually in my save. I didn't bother getting them out because I'm going to show the knives. No sense getting the sheaths out. Oh, that's a beauty. Next is on the little ones that I've gotten in the past. I guess I'll start with the fixed blades first. First is the largest of them all. My Buck 120 that my friend Robert helped me get. Sadly has someone's name cut into the guard, but it's still in great shape for its age. This particular one is 1972 to 1986. Beautiful, and it's in great shape for its age. I paid Robert, I think I gave him a Craftsman knife and $60 cash. And he gave me a very good deal. I really am glad that he did this because I've been looking for one of these for a long time, and I hopefully to get a modern one to go with this one to do a video on comparing the modern one to the older one. That's just beautiful. Being that old and still in that good a shape. And if I wanted to, I could carry this and use this if I wanted to. But I won't, because this is something you don't see every day. And then my father helped me out, and I had him order me a brand new sheath from Buck, because this one didn't come with a sheath when I got it. So thank you, Dad, because Buck still sells the sheaths for all these. Oh, that's beautiful. Next is one of my many 119s. This is my 100th anniversary 119 with the Anvil Stamp from 1992 to 2002. Brand new, almost never been used. Minor scratches here and there, but oh, that's a beautiful. Again, the 119 is one of my favorites because I carry a 119, obviously. And I have yet to find a better fixed blade that's just this good looking and it still functions perfectly. So that's my 100th anniversary with the original sheath. The sheath is a little worse for wear, but my father was able to buy two of them, one for him, one for me. So thank you, Dad. This is awesome. Next is another one. This one, I think, if I remember right, I got from my old friend Chad. This has got the X stamp. This one is from 1990. And it's still in great shape for its age. I did a video a while back on showing the differences. But yep, that's beautiful shape for being from 1990. Minor dents and dings, but that's expected for a knife this old. Beautiful shape. I'm glad that he sold this to me because I've been looking for one of these for a while. I always try to collect the years that I don't have, and it has the older style sheath with it. It's a beauty. And oh my, it is hot. Next is, which one is this? This one is my, this is my 2019 119, only a couple years old, but again, I'm trying to collect one of every year that they've made. This one I picked up at Walmart a while back, and again, brand new, never been used, and razor sharp. Oh, that's a beauty. Next is the very first 119 I ever got. This one is from 1972 to 1986. This was the very first 119 I ever bought. This one I bought in a lot of knives for only 20 bucks. That's a heck of a steal. When I saw this handle in the lot, I knew I had to have it. So I paid $20, got the lot, and sold the rest of the knives. I already made a profit and kept this one for myself. It's got a minor ding in the plastic, but for being this old, and the fact that this was my very first 119, I actually carried this and used this, made it all worth it. Because these knives, even though they're old and valuable, they can be used. That's Buck's signature that I really love, is their old knives are meant to be used and abused. I mean, I used this knife for everything when I first got it. I used it to split a nice chunk of meat that large. I used it to pry open a can. I used it to stab into a can just to test the quality. And it came through. An old knife like this, and it still works like it was brand new. But now this knife is long since retired. I don't use it anymore. I use another one. But yep, that was my very first 119. And if you want to see the video of me getting this knife, you have to go way back into my videos, and you'll see the video of me getting this knife the first time. Next is, what is this? This is my other 119. This is the oldest 119 I have. This is from 1967 to 72. My father helped me get this one. I paid him back the money and he got me this. Guard's a little bent, but it's in great shape for its age. Has the reverse stamp on it. And it's in great shape, and it's even still sharp too. And that's just a beauty. And he even still has the original sheath that it came with. That's a beauty. That's nice. And then next is my Buck 118. This is one my friend Robert helped me get. Thank you again, Robert. This is one that he helped me get. This is another one I had been looking for. This one is from 1972 to 86. And it's near mint condition, minus some use, but nothing that bad. Thank you again, Robert. I'm happy that you were able to help me get this thing. That's awesome. And the sheath is almost near mint. It's almost never been used, which is probably, this is a modern sheath. But, no, it's not a modern sheath. It's still got the older style on it, so that's not a modern sheath. My mistake. But thank you, Robert, for finding me this. This is awesome. I'll show that last. Next is my Buck 102. This is one, if I remember right, my father helped me get. Yeah, this is one that he helped me get. This particular one is from 1972 to 86. Near mint, and it's still very sharp. Man, that's a beautiful little knife. And it's still in great condition, too. Thank you very much, Dad. This is awesome. Again, way more than what I had originally. And then next is this fixed blade that I got at a pawn shop a while back. Again, you can see that video. This is a Buck 470. Near mint condition, been discontinued for over 20 years, still mint, never even been used, and still has the original case. That's awesome. And I thought I paid a little too much. I paid $40 for this thing, and it turned out I was worth $60. It was worth it. I took it home on the spot. And last but not least, the last fixed blade, darn bugs out of here. Get out of here. Is the fixed blade on my hip. This is my 2020 119 that I carry with me every day, and I use this all the time. That's a beauty, ain't it? And I'm looking forward to getting a 2021 119 to carry on my hip, and then this one will be retired and put into my collection. Alright, that's all the fixed blades. Next is, last but not least, all the folding knives. I guess first I'll start with all the ones that don't have sheaths. First is this one I picked up at a local pawn shop. Well, now I don't need the gloves for this one. This is a Buck 186 that I picked up at a local pawn shop and didn't even know it was a buck knife. That was the funny thing, is when it was closed like this, I thought it was a Chinese knife, because this is a design the Chinese is well known for copying. Now I know why. And when I opened it and realized it said buck on it, I'm like, oh, I'm taking this sucker home. And I did. Now, it needed a minor work to it. I had to take it completely apart and clean all the little bit of rust out of it and re-oil it and then re-tip it, because the original tip was busted, so I re-tipped it. You can't even tell I did that. Very unique, and I'm glad that I was able to find it. And this one's been discontinued for a long time, and the fact that it's almost new and I still got it was even better. Next is my Buck Hawkbill. This is a Buck 811. Oh, I forgot to say what year that was made. Whoopsie. This one was made in, the Buck 186 was made in 1999, and it's still near mint. My apologies for not reading the date on that one. Next is my Buck Hawkbill, my Buck 811. This one was made in 1988, and for that age, and this is still in pretty good shape, that's awesome. My father helped me get this one. Sadly, it has someone's initials laser etched into the blade, which I can't do anything about it because I don't want to risk damaging this knife. But that's awesome. I didn't even know Buck made a Hawkbill, but they did. That's an awesome piece, and that looks great in my collection. Next is my buck 315 Marlin spike knife. This particular one I think I got from a friend of mine. I don't remember. Oh no, I bought this one off a guy off Facebook. My mistake. Very beautiful knife, and I cleaned it up completely, repolished it, yada yada. This particular one is from 1972 to 86, and it's still in great shape. Again, one of my favorite knives, and that's just a beautiful piece. What's this one? Oh yeah, this is another one I got off a guy off Facebook. This is the same knife, just it looks slightly different, which is what I try to find, is knives that look slightly different than another. Here's the one I just showed you. Here's another one. You can see the difference, can you? And this particular one is from the same year, it just looks a little different. Very beautiful. And that one turned out really well. That one I had to fix the spike because it was slightly bent. And I repolished it, cleaned it all up, made it look a lot nicer. And it found a new home in my collection. Next is this one I picked up at a pawn shop. This is a buck 397 from 2006. Picked this up at a local pawn shop for I think $5. Very much worth it. Even though this is a cheap buck, I still love it because it's one I didn't have, and for the price I couldn't complain. Sadly, it has someone's name engraved right here that I can't get out without damaging the blade. So I'll just leave it alone, and it's still a beautiful piece in my collection. Next is a buck 425 that my father helped me find, and I put this little bail on it. This particular one is from 1999, and it's still in great shape. Next is all my buck folders. First is my buck 319 that I got from my friend Henry a while back. No, not Henry. This was from my friend Dave. My mistake. And it's got the leather punch still on it, and it's in great shape for its age. Minor use, but nothing too bad. This one I completely restored and put back the way it was. Again, one of my favorite knives. Next is a buck 301 near mint that I got from my friend. What was his name? Oh yeah, this one came from my friend Jesse, and he cut me a really good deal. Thank you, man. This looks great in my collection. It's near mint, never even been used. Oh, that's awesome. Next is another buck 301 with different slight handles. Again, beautiful. If it looks a little different than the one I already had, then I always try to get it, because then I can show the differences between them. And these are all mostly from the same year. Let me double check. This one, the buck 301, is from 72 to 86. And the buck, again, the other 301 is from the same year, but with different handles. And the buck 319, again, is from 1972 to 86. And again, oh yeah, this is the other one. This one I got from my friend Dave, if I remember correctly. Again, I completely cleaned it up, made it look a lot nicer. Again, it's from 1972 to 86. No, let me rephrase that. This one is from, yeah, this is from 1972 to 86. Again, that's why I have my date chart over there if I ever need it. Again, next is the Buck Mini little pocket knives. This is a Buck 303 that I completely restored. Again, I bought this from a pawn shop. This particular one is from year 2000. Awesome for the age, and it's in great shape after I completely cleaned it up, of course. Next is a Buck 319. the letter T. And that's from 2003. Nice little toothpick knife, and it looks great in my collection. This one I bought from a pawn shop as well. And it was worth it. Phew, it's getting hot, guys. Last but not least is all my 110s I've collected, and a few other little ones that are mixed matched. First is the oldest 110 I have. This one is from 1967 to 72 with the reverse stamp. You can see how old this sucker is when you look at the stamp. This is the oldest buck I have. I haven't got a case for it yet, but I hopefully will get a case for it. Oh, that's just a beautiful knife. Normally when I get a case for these 110s, I try to get a case that looks old so that way it'll fit with the knife. There's that. Next, this is a buck 110 as well. This one, oh yeah, this is one I bought for my friend Henry. This one is from 1988. Blade's been slightly shortened because it was busted, but it's a year I didn't have and it was worth restoring and keeping. So that's a beauty. It'll look great in my collection. And it still has good snap for being that many years old. And I even was able to find the original sheath for it. I remember this one. This one's one of my favorite sheaths because this one, a guy took a buffalo nickel and made it into a snap. And this one is my buck 1 dot on each side. So this one is from 1 dot on each side. This one's from 1974 to 1980. And it's in great shape. Ah, that's nice. This looks just like the one I just sold in my last video. Beauty. And it has an old sheath to go with it. Next is my buck light. This is a buck 426 that I bought from a pawn shop for I think $5. If you want to see, go back in the old videos and you'll see when I bought this knife. That's what I love doing these videos, is I buy these knives and go back in the video and look and see how much I paid for that at the time, and it always makes my jaw drop. And I found this case for it. That was an awesome buy. Next is, this is a buck. This is a buck 3 dot, so this one is from, this one's from 1980 to 1981. Slightly used shape, but it's in great shape for the age, and it was very nice to get. This one my father bought, and I just gave him back the money for. It's a beautiful knife. Next is a buck 112. This one is from, this one's the same year. This one, 1967 to 72, the same year as that 110. And that 119, so I got 3 of these knives from the same year with the reverse stamp. This one I picked up at a pawn shop for 25 bucks, and it was worth it. And then my father found me a sheath for it. Again, that's probably from the same year. It's awesome. Next, this one's in a brown case. This one is, this one's just from this one's from 2011. Great shape for the age. This one I actually picked up at a pawn shop and cleaned up. Don't remember how much I paid for this. And my father found me a brown case for it, which I think is pretty cool. It's not a buck case, but it's still made in the United States, which I still think is pretty good. Next is a buck. Oh, this is the Idaho Stamp. This one's from 2005. Again, this is one that I picked up at a pawn shop and restored it. It's awesome. Worth all the money I put into it. And then, of course, my father found me a case for it. Next is oh yeah, this is a modern buck light that I got from Walmart. Thank you, Robert. The Walmart I have did not stock these. They either just choose not to stock them, or they just were out of stock. So I called my friend Robert, and he bought me this, and I just sent him back the money. So thank you, Robert. This one is 2020, so this one's only a year old. Still brand new, never been used. I look forward to getting another one of these and turning around and keeping it. I mean, turning around and using it. So thank you, Robert. That's awesome. Next is this is the Buck 2002 with the actual original Anvil Stamp. Because I know a lot of people get the Anvil Stamps confused. This is the actual 2002 Anvil Stamp, the year I was born. And that is a beauty. This one I think I bought from... No, this one I got from my friend Chad as well. I bought this from him too. Because he knew I had been looking for one for that particular year. And the case for it is a genuine USA leather case, but it's not made from buck, which is fine with me. Because at least it has a case. And this one is a reproduction buck case. This one we accidentally got when we bought a lot of knives. But the knife that's in it is a lot better. This is a buck 510 that I bought from a pawn shop. I completely repolished, cleaned up, and made it look a lot better. And I love that ornate handle. And that's just so beautiful. I've been looking for one of these for a very long time, and I'm glad I was able to get one. And that's awesome. Phew. Alright. Oops, that one. Phew. That's all my bucks. Now the last one, the very last one, is the Buck 110 on my hip. This one is from... Here again. This one is from 2020. This is the one I had sent in that my friend Blake sent in for me. And it's been on my hip since then. And I look forward to either sending this knife again in and get a new blade put in it and it'll go back on my hip, or I'll just retire it and go buy a new one. So that's the very last one of the video. And I hope you've enjoyed. Vote down, let me know down below which one was your favorite buck. And I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing my buck buckle, my buck shirt, and my buck hat. So definitely gotten a lot bigger since the last video. And I've gotten so many, in fact, that I've accidentally got duplicates. This is the buck, 1 dot on each side, or 2 dot as a lot of people like to call it, that I just sold today. A friend of mine had me retip it, and that's who they bought it from me. They gave me another knife in exchange for retipping it, and I'm still waiting on that money to get here. So this one I've already sold. And then I just got this messed up Buck 119 sheath, which I'll turn around and sell just for cheap. If anyone wants this, you can happily buy it from me. I'll sell it to you dirt cheap just to get rid of it because I don't need it. So that's all my buck knives that I have collected, and I look forward to getting even more. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and as always, stay sharp.